Hey y'all, how is everybody doing? I know we're doing Crown Chat a little bit later today, but I'm trying to manage time. And what a coincidence. That's what we're talking about today. What are you doing with your time and time management? Very, very important. And we're gonna have a quick little chat about that. Also, those of y'all who hit the like button, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And if you haven't hit it yet, reach over there and hit that bad boy. I truly appreciate it. If you're someone who's not subscribed, please do so. And if you'd like to join channel membership, the link is in the description box below the video. Anyway, how y'all doing? It's good to see everybody. Let me jump up here and greet everybody who's in the room and then get on in here so we can talk about what we got to talk about today. Okay? So let's see who we got. Janice Christopher, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Kia Coco Pop, beautiful picture. Tasha Renee, how you doing? Angie, hey sis, you off the plantation? Miss Sparkle, good to see you. Lita, hey girl, how you doing? All right, all right. Easy breezy, how are you? All right, Velma Cook, good to see you. Delicia, she say blessed Wednesday. Chanel D Queen, how you doing, pretty lady? Good to see you. Deandra, I love your name. Cutie Pie Forever 21. Nice. Jesse X, how are you? Auntie Eva, hey lady, you in the bushes listening. All right. I'm sure they did. Happy birthday to the birthday girls. Christian Key, I hope you feeling better. We glad to see you. Leslie, how you doing? Glennis, hey girl. Sharon Fona, how are you? Queen Mermaid, you made it. Your lunch hour's up in 5 minutes. Well, I'm sorry. I think I missed it. But I'm glad you're here. Happy to see you. Angie, how are you? Good to see you. Christian Key, all right. Nacho Twins Mama, how you doing? All right, all right. Who else is here? Tina, the queen of cheesecakes, is here. BJ Dez. Hey, sis. How are you? How are you? Miss Ree. Hey, lady. Good to see you. Is the beautiful CC Miller. How are you? All right. So we got some family up in here. Happy to be happy. Hey there. All right, all right. Who else we got? Who else we got? Lala Chanel. Love my dogs too. Hey, Helene Easley. How you doing, Kim Bird? Good to see you. All right. Quiet Storm 87. Hey there. All right. Miss Bernice Reagan. How you doing? Veronica Barnes, you back? That means the story's off. Rod Storm. Hey, sister. How you doing? Rochelle. Hey there. Dana Cutler. Candy R. How are you? And D. Marie. All right, y'all. You know what I always say. If somebody come in after I greeted everybody, y'all please make sure everybody feels welcome, especially if you see a new face. If you haven't seen them before, assume that they may be new to the family. Greet everybody, y'all. Please make sure everyone that comes in here feels welcome. Okay? That is very, very important to me. All right? So anyway, we gonna get into this thing and have this conversation about what you doing with your time. We're gonna talk about time management. Time management. And let's talk about time management from the standpoint of time as a resource. What are you doing with your time? Now, y'all know I got problems. And I'm not trying to make anybody crazy like me that's always going and doing too much. But let's talk about where are we spending our time and what are we doing with it. Time is a resource. And you know, and I know, resources run out. Ain't but 24 hours in a day. And it's only so much you can do within that day. But then we have to ask ourselves, how much of that time do we waste? How much of that time is wasted? And when I say wasted, I mean not just resting because you're trying to get restful sleep or resting because you've done a lot and you overexerted yourself or your body needs a break. I mean time that you're wasted possibly. And mind you, I'm not even calling taking time to entertain yourself as wasteful. But when we're doing things like sitting around or when we're spending our energy sometimes on people that are not worthy of our time, okay? Activities that are not worthy of our time, and sometimes being idle. And I know that's not something we talk about very often, but we got to talk about it because time management is important and we have to be good stewards over all of our resources. And that does include your time. So when we talk about wasting time with people, not that people are waste, not what I'm saying, but there are times when you know some of the people are really, hey, Spiller, some of the people that we interact with are not always a good use of time. Let me give you an example. Hey, cool gent, I'm glad you stopped by. Say swinging by to show love. I appreciate it. So when I say that some people are not a very good use of your time, a good example of that is, let me talk about me. Y'all know I like to talk about what I'm doing in my business, so that way it don't sound like I'm getting in nobody else's business, right? But in my own case, I had someone that was under my covering. Let's just say that, a ward of mine that I had been helping, praying for, talking to, teaching, and spending that time. And let me see what you say, Dana. You have multiple myeloma. I don't waste a day without thanking God for letting me see another day. That's wonderful. Prayer is a good use of time. But this particular person, I've spent time, energy, all these things, all these resources, and and I'm running through them. I mean, running through these resources like a track meet. And the truth of the matter is, while running through this resources with this particular person, I came to a point where I realized that while I meant well, the time that I spent trying to talk and counsel and listen to and give support and teach and pray with and pray, at a certain point, I realized that the time was being wasted because it was not yielding any fruit. It wasn't making any difference. When you see yourself in a situation where the people or a person that you're using that resource time with, and you see that it's not making any difference, if you're trying to help somebody better themselves, but no matter how many jobs you take them to, they refuse to fill out an application. You're trying to help somebody. Y'all let me see bullseyes if you know what I'm talking about. If I'm off, let me know. Or if I'm not making sense to you. Or if you have somebody and you're trying to help them with their children, but no matter how much you help them, every time you come back to their home, the house is in the same condition. You have somebody you're trying to help them with their addictions or their problems, and you're offering solutions, but no matter how many solutions you offer, they're still in the same position. Thanks, Veronica. Thanks, Tina. Thanks, Lala. Thanks, Nika. Hey, Nika. I appreciate it. So y'all understand what I'm saying. Thank you, Quiet Storm. This is what I'm talking about. When that type of thing is taking place, then you are truly wasting time. It's not because the effort was bad, but once you see that no matter how much of your resource, time that is, that you are pouring into this situation, it is yielding no results. Bernice says, feeling that way today. Pain for 7 days. I'm so sorry, sis. Had to ghost the lady for this very reason. Yeah, it's like that sometimes. Sometimes you have to walk away, but it's better to walk away than to continue to pour that resource into a black hole and nothing's coming out of it. Deandra says you're trying to help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. Bingo. I couldn't have said it better myself. If they're not trying to help themselves, it doesn't matter how much energy and effort that you pour in, they're not making anything out of it. You have to recognize when it's time to walk away and stop wasting your time, wasting your energy. Stop wasting that resource, because those 24 hours could have been spent doing something else. Could have been spent doing something else. I'm going to tell you another way that you can waste time when it comes to people. I know a lot of y'all in here are unmarried. Some of the dating that goes on can be a waste of time. not because, oh, it didn't work out. Sometimes that time that you're using, that resource that you're using, trying to get to know this person, it becomes a waste of time because you saw the red flags long time back. You're just still there because you're hoping it's going to change, or you're hoping that somehow you can just get over it, or that it won't matter to you if you keep hanging around them, or maybe they look real good. So you want to try to hang in there to see if they change, or you want to hang in there. You are wasting your time, and it's time to manage your time better. It's time for you to do something better with your time. So don't nobody know what I'm talking about. Okay. But I'm still going to say it. Some of the dating you're doing, you're wasting your time. You saw the red flags. You saw the sign that this gentleman is not going to change. You saw the signs that he has some character traits that don't work for you. You've already seen red flags. You've seen all the warning signs, and you're still hanging in there. You're wasting your time. Thank you, happy to be happy. Somebody telling the truth on it. There you go. Kids, what you say, Kia? Been there and done that and course corrected. It's the truth. Do not find yourself wasting a resource as precious as time, because time, it refills at the end of every day, but you can't get it back. Christian Key said you can't turn a blind eye to what's in front of you. That's right. Hey, Mims 01. Miss M01. I'm sorry, I always mix up that Z and the M. Miss M01. Okay. Thank you, Jesse, for my bullseyes. Dana say I call those types of people soul suckers. But here's the kicker. They can't suck your soul if you walk your behind away. My mama used to say pat and turn her. You can pat your foot and turn the corner. Can't nobody force you to remain anywhere. You have to make the decision to protect your resources. Time is your resource. If you lose $20, you can make that back. Once that time is gone, you can't ever make the time back. All you can do is wait for it to refill and work on the next installment of time that's been allotted to you. There is no getting that back. So you got to be careful. I'm going to give you another example of how we waste time on some of these jobs. I said it. I sure did. And y'all can throw rocks at me if you want to, but I'm telling the truth. Some of you are wasting time on the job right now. What do I mean? I'm so glad y'all ask these questions. And y'all always ask the question at the right time. Some of you are wasting time on a job because you have the talent, the ability. You received the call. You've had dreams. You've had visions. You've had confirmation that you were supposed to start your own business. But rather than you to step out on faith and do what you're supposed to do, you still there punching a time clock on a job you don't like, where they mistreating you, talking to you crazy, and provoking you every day. I can guarantee you, you are wasting your time. Ms. M say, unfortunately, some folks only see what they want to see and hear what they want to hear. It's true. Lala say, don't fall in love with potential. Facts. Y'all know I don't like potential. It got Poe in it. Velma Cook say, yes, I know, but I'm working on my plan B for my own business. That's right. At least see, this is the thing. That's not wasting time, Velma. You on the job, but you're working on your plan B. You're working on your escape route. So what you're doing is making a very good use of your time. You're allowing that job to still provide for you while you're simultaneously working on your way out. You're not just sitting there because you're afraid to pick up and move. Oh, you hear me? Okay, good. That's right. Keep working. Keep moving toward what you're supposed to be doing. Don't listen. It happens. I'm telling you, it's people right now that know they're supposed to have started their own business a year, 2 years, 3 years ago. But instead of stepping out, you sitting there because you're being safe. You're being safe. You're afraid to try something. So in the meanwhile, you end up wasting that precious resource that we call time. That's how you waste it with people. Okay? Let me see what y'all talking about in this chat. Alita say, exactly, Velma. Keep your eye on the prize, sis. That's right. D. Marie say fear can waste a lot of time. Yes, it can. Easy Breezy says, I feel like I'm being made to change. My job told me when I returned that it will not be at the same school. I started looking into new careers. That's right. It might be time. Bernice says, I've taken my experience from all my jobs to build another business. That's a good thing. Nika says, job security, not that secure. Precisely. So we're going to put a pin in that, because when it comes down to wasting time with people, we need to really check ourselves. That's why, thank you. I like the mirror. I like the mirror, Lala. Thank you for grabbing that mirror. This is all about your accountability. Hey, Crystal, it's all about your accountability. Check yourself, because in the end, making those types of decisions, it doesn't affect anybody but you. So it's up to you to grab that accountability mirror, to spend that mirror time and say, hey, what am I doing? I know I do a great job planning weddings. Why didn't I turn that into a business? I know I do a great job. I don't know what do you do with my artwork? I do a great job at transporting people. I want to open my transport business. Why am I still working for the county? Stop wasting your time. Let's talk about it. What are you doing with your time? Deandra says some people are operating in fear and scared to take the leap of faith. That's true. Cheryl says so true. I started my catering, jewelry's business, and crafts last year. That's right. Kim says you speaking a word. Okay. I'm glad y'all hearing me. All right. But that's, if we can just cover how we waste time with people, that is how we waste time with people. And you playing with yourself. Next up is activities. There are activities that we can engage in that absolutely waste time. They're time wasters. We all do it. Y'all want to know what one of my time wasters is sometime? When I need a break. Hey, Vita, she's here from Denver. How you doing, Davita? But one of the things I do that wastes time, y'all know them little games on the phone, them little puzzle games. Yeah, I do that. I mess around with those things, and I will lose a whole 20 or 30 minutes sometimes for no reason playing those games. It's a lot of things we can do. Hold on. Let me see what y'all saying. Miss MO1 said, I've seen people who were offered generous retirement packages, turned it down, and ended up laid off in a few weeks with nothing. Gave them an out, and they didn't take it. Crystal says, yes, I left a good paying job to start my own business and author. Let God lead you. Very true. But that's one of the things we can do. Some of these activities. Sometimes it can be social groups that you're a part of. How do you know when an activity is a waste of time? Okay. When there's nothing fruitful that comes out of it. When you're wasting time and you are there, Johnny on the spot, every single time they got a meeting, you're there. Hey, picking the brain 3, homeschooling your grandbaby. All right. You're always there. You are taking part in it, but nothing good comes out of it. You go to engage in certain activities, and every time you're there, the same people are there. And when you leave, you feel terrible. It didn't even recharge your energy. You taking part in activities and in social groups and being around certain folks, and all you do when you get there is you're waiting to leave. And all you hear is negativity and folks talking about bad things and making you feel bad. And you hear them talking about other folks, and you got to wonder, when I leave, are they talking about me too? Some of these activities we need to cut out because they're not benefiting us. Nothing about it edifies at all. Nothing good comes out of it. You don't learn anything from it. And when you finish, not only did you lose time, you lost part of your energy. Am I making any sense to anybody? Because I don't like to talk unless I know folks understand what I'm talking about. Some of these activities we got to cut. Some of the television shows we watch, because I consider that an activity, it's absolutely a waste of time. Nothing good comes out of it. You're watching it, you taking in all kind of foolishness that doesn't apply to you. Again, you end up leaving feeling terrible. Jesse X got the scissors. That's right. Get the cutting. LL, hey there. Say, why build someone else's legacy when you can build your own? Here to help if anyone's interested. Well, we'll do that another time, honey. You just join membership and come do a Black Business Spotlight, and we'll be happy to help you. It's the truth. Some of the things we watch on television, some of the groups we're in, some of the places we go to, they are wasting your time. Nothing comes good from it. Nothing at all. Gotta let that go. I feel like that pretty much speaks for itself, so I'm not going to beat that horse till all the fleas jump up and run off. I'm not. Another way time is wasted, y'all, is just by being idle. Being idle. Y'all remember hearing that phrase when we were younger? Idle hands is the devil's workshop. Y'all remember that? It's true too. But being idle, it burns up your time. It wastes your time. And there's a lot of things that cause idle behavior. One of the biggest things, because see, being idle, doing nothing, that one I want to break that one down a little bit, because that one has its reasons and things that will cause you to be idle, to do nothing. And when you're not active, bad things happen. It's good to be active, but there are things that cause idle behavior. Okay? One thing that causes idle behavior is fear. Being afraid of failure can cause you to be idle. When you're afraid of failure or you're afraid of rejection, what y'all start naming some things that you can that people sometimes, or you found yourself afraid of, that cause you to just sit still and do nothing. Dr. J 1913, hey there, says, why do you want to move to Florida? Humidity at 2 a.m. I love my sorrow, but I can't do it. You must put a cooling system in your swimming pool. I got Georgia on my mind. One more day. Okay. All right. I don't know who that one was for, but we love you and we're glad you're here. Yes. Fear of depression can cause idleness, but I want to hear some of those things that people can be afraid of that will cause them to be idle. I said fear of rejection, fear of failure. What are some of the other things? Complacency. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Let me see if anybody else is thinking like I'm thinking. Yep, fear of what people gonna say. Fear of public opinion. Yes. There you go. Fear of what people are going to say will cause you to be idle. What else? What else? Do you know there's a certain thing? There are some people who have a fear. Ooh, before I could even get to it. Thank you, Quiet Storm. Fear of success. Some people are afraid of success. You better say that. Fear of not being accepted. Yep, that's that rejection. Fear of responsibility. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Fear of embarrassment. Yes. Okay. There you go. So we got a decent amount, but I'm going to throw one more in there before we go further. Ooh, Simply Ange. Wait a minute. Y'all coming with it today. Oh, y'all coming with it today. Fear of the unknown. You don't even know what lies ahead of you. There's also a such thing, y'all, of people becoming overwhelmed at the size of the task. There are some people who become afraid of the size of the task ahead. Now, let me say this to you. If you do not have a little bit of trepidation at the size of what you want to accomplish, then you dreaming too small. There should be a little trepidation. It's okay if you're a trembling soul, you can still get it done. You can still get it done. That's right, picking the brain 3, overwhelming. It becomes overwhelming. The size of the task can cause fear. Let me go through the list of things that y'all listed and what I listed, and I'm gonna explain some things the way I see it, and y'all let me know what you think too. The fear of rejection, fear of failure, the fear of public opinion, the size of the task, the fear of the unknown, fear of success, fear of responsibility. All of these things are very real fears. Like it's a real thing that can come across your mind. But if you cannot allow the fear of any of those things to cause you to just sit still and do nothing. You cannot allow that to cause you to sit still and do nothing. Hey, Sharon. Sharon say, I know that feel well. The size of the task. Now, we know we have to move past it, but we have to address like, okay, am I doing that? Sharon, at least Sharon recognized that she's doing it. Because you have to start somewhere. Start from somewhere. The size of the task, like I said, the size of the task is enough to make you fearful if you're not careful. But you cannot allow the fear to cripple you. Y'all give me one quick second. All right. Thank you, ladies, for that. But as I was saying, you cannot allow your fear to cripple you to the extent that you don't get things done. At a certain point, you got to just acknowledge, okay, if you're afraid, you're afraid. First of all, we know God didn't give us a spirit of fear. So this should not be your issue. But if you have that fear, then I'm going to have to ask you to pray and reject it and move forward. But fear will cause you to be idle. What's something else that causes people to be idle? What's something else that causes people to be idle? There you go. Another thing that will cause people to be idle, y'all, is procrastination. Procrastinating will cause idle behavior. When you begin to think that I got more time than I got, when you begin to believe, now you know what, picking the brain 3, you own it. All of those things can be caused by demonic intervention. But I like how you thinking. The truth of the matter is procrastination is the enemy of success. Procrastination is the enemy of progress. It is guaranteed to be the enemy of your progress. You won't go far if you sit there and you're constantly thinking you have more time. If you're constantly feeling like, I can do it tomorrow. If you're constantly thinking, well, I'll get to it next week. Hey, DT, teaching in 22 minutes. I'm glad you stopped. I'm glad you stopped. Yes, false sense of contentment. Yes. But procrastination has taken down a whole lot of people. Procrastination has taken a lot of people down. And the reason and how is simply because you get to thinking that you got a whole lot more time than you actually have. You just don't have the time. Don't put it off for tomorrow. Is somebody sitting here right now that I'm sure you have things that you know you're supposed to be doing, and you keep telling yourself, I'm going to get to that this weekend. I'm going to get to that next month. I'm going to start on that at the end of this month. See, I'm going to do it next Monday. You see how that works? And before you know it, next Monday becomes the Monday after. And the Monday after that. And the Monday, and then the Monday after that. So you got to tell yourself the truth and quit playing. Say trauma is another thing that can cause people to be idle. Yes, but that falls under fear. The trauma causes that because you have a fear of the same outcome. Queen B says, oh, I can vouch for that. I have battled depression and procrastination spirit almost all of my life. What you say? But I think fear of failure and not believing in myself enough is my setback. Okay. I can take that. That makes sense. DT say, oh gosh, let me bring out the mirrors. Okay. But that's the thing that we got to look at. Before you know it, time will have ticked off the clock. You will have lost valuable time saying you're going to do it tomorrow. Hey, S. Collins, it's all right. Queen B, you getting better though, right? That's right. You got to try. What you say, Lala? Even though we know tomorrow is not promised, we live like it is. We keep putting it off. Keep putting it off. And in the meanwhile, you are idle. You're not getting anything done. It's not as though you're saying, I'm going to do that tomorrow, but you're working on another project today and you're making progress somewhere else today. In the meanwhile, the time that is so precious and you cannot replace it or reclaim it, even though Maxine Waters says she was reclaiming her time, I can guarantee you, you won't really reclaim it. It's just not possible. Now let's see what you say, D. Marie. The fear of success and the unknown gets me sometimes. Yeah, but we talking about that procrastination, the laziness. In my book, procrastination is tantamount to laziness. When you sit there, because that's the next one, just plain old lazy. You know you're supposed to do it today. You know you were supposed to get it completed. There was absolutely nothing stopping you. You weren't afraid of anything. We have just gotten too comfortable. Somebody mentioned something simpler. Yes, there you go. Because we become comfortable. Comfort is absolutely the mother of idle behavior. When you allow yourself to become too comfortable, being idle comes next. When you allow yourself to become too comfortable, procrastination comes next. You start making excuses for why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And in the meanwhile, you're sitting there, you watching television, playing on the phone. Everything is a reason for why you're not getting what you need to get done. And for those of y'all who missed it, it's Egypt's birthday, so I got her back at the top of the chat. Y'all make sure to tell her happy birthday in the chat if you missed it. Hey, Marva. But I want us to really consider that. We cannot allow fear. We cannot allow procrastination. And please don't allow you being so comfortable that you have become lazy to be your issue. That's right, Lala. Time does not rewind. It only moves forward. Only moves forward. So now let's think about it for me. What is it that we're doing with our time? What are we doing with it? Are we being productive? Are we doing what we're supposed to do? Are we helping other people? Are we affecting other people in a positive way? What are we doing with our time? That's why I titled this particular crown chat like that. What exactly are we doing? The things that we're taking into our minds, into our bodies, is it helping us in any way? Picking the brain 3, what you say? Change is not always a bad thing. Change is actually necessary. If you can go from one year to the next and you're spending that much time and no change has taken place, I can guarantee you, you have wasted your time. And that's a year that you can't get back. Tina says, I have to work on not procrastination or not procrastinating when I know I have things to do. So let's talk about this procrastination, because that one, like I said, that one and being comfortable, I think those kind of run neck and neck, because I think it's easy to procrastinate when you're comfortable. Think about it. Back when we didn't have anything, we weren't comfortable and we weren't lazy. We found ourselves doing a lot more than we do now because life has gotten too comfortable. DT says one procrastinates out of being lazy and also being complacent in everything. Complacency is the worst thing to do at this moment. Yeah, complacency, we really can't afford it. When we were less comfortable, even as a people, we raised our children different. We taught them different. We mothered different. We were a different sort of wives at that point because we weren't comfortable. Think about it. We are people that come from people that literally did manual labor to take care of their families, to people who feel like it's too much work to get out of bed and turn on a computer to work from home. If that's not complacency, if that's not idle behavior, if that is not laziness, I'm not exactly sure what it is. What on earth are we doing with ourselves and with our time? Hey, Wani. Ms. MO1 says, I highly suggest folks read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? It's a quick read, but it speaks to everything you're talking about right now. Okay. Procrastination can be caused by depression also. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Well, but when you start to look at depression, what causes the depression? See, depression, in my opinion, I feel like depression is also almost more of a spiritual issue than a physical one or physiological. I need to go read Who Moved My Cheese. Now I'm interested. Who wrote that? Who wrote Who Moved My Cheese and where can I find it? Because I don't mind if it's a long read. I want to read Who Moved My Cheese because I'm interested in that. But I also want to talk about this depression issue because, like you said, it's very real for a lot of people. Anytime we're talking about these types of things, it comes up multiple times, more than once. It's not a 1 or 2 time thing. So when we start talking about being depressed, is depression a result of something else, or is it there to cause something else? Hey, D3B. Depression can absolutely cause idleness, but that's not all depression can cause. Depression can actually have physical symptoms, body pain, flu symptoms, insomnia, or sometimes sleeping too much, weight gain. Written by Spencer Johnson. It's available on Amazon. Okay, bet. The truth of the matter is depression causes idle behavior because it sounds like you're under a spiritual attack at that point. So your depression was caused by trauma. It's a short, easy, funny read. Okay, got it. But this is what I'm talking about. Time is one of those resources that I think that we overlook and we take for granted. Mental health is real. Yes, it is. It's associated with thyroid issues. The problem is everybody who's depressed doesn't have a thyroid issue. So we got to look deeper than that. We can't look at the surface because the surface isn't helping. The surface is not helping. The truth of the matter is we are wasting time. There's a lot that could be accomplished that's not being accomplished, not individually, not as a people. And and what we're doing is we're devoting that time and we're pouring that particular resource into unfruitful endeavors. That's what I'm trying to get at. We are placing that resource and pouring that resource into unfruitful endeavors. We pour that resource into, hold on, I'm going to get back to this right here. You say, what do I mean by spiritual attack? I kind of mean just exactly what I mean. Negative entities, spirits that want to harm you will attack you. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And yes, Lala, I'm with you. She says she's dealt with depression for many years, and for me, it's a mind over matter. It's always that, because the battle is always in your mind. The battle is in your mind. A lot of people have thyroid issues, but there's, like I said, it's a lot of people who have no thyroid issues, and they still battle with depression. It's not as simple as that. And we can't think simple. We got to always think deeper. But what I'm saying is, when we start pouring our time, pouring that resource into unfruitful people that are not making good use of the time that you are devoting to them or giving to them, because that's a gift. Okay? When we are pouring our time into activities, social groups that are unfruitful endeavors, nothing good comes out of it. It doesn't give you anything good. It doesn't edify in any way. What you say, D Free B, you so crazy. And don't allow your time to be poured into you being idle. Because even though you're not doing anything at all, you're just sitting there vegetating, your time is still going into your idle behavior. You sitting there doing nothing is still eating up your time. The time that you spent sitting on that chair, you could have read a book, like these books that y'all telling me about in this chat. You could have read a book and fed your mind. You could have got up and went and did something nice for your neighbor. You could have got up and did an exercise, jogged in place 5 minutes, and did something nice for yourself. We're talking about it because I feel like we waste a whole lot of time, and we do it without even giving it a second thought. And when it comes to the people that we waste time with, I think we do it out of habit, because we don't want to change the nature of the relationship that we have with some of these people who are absolutely time wasters. We got to do better. We have got to do better than we've been doing with our time. And that's for me too. So I feel like I want us to sit down for like a quick second and think about and start listing some of the things we can cut out that are eating up time that we could be using to do something more fruitful. I know for me, I made a conscious decision that I'm going to delete a couple of them games off my phone. I'm not going to be sitting there playing them games on my phone. I got other things that I need to be doing. So I'm not going to lose 20 and 30 minutes playing with a phone. Not when I need to be doing things. Sometimes it's just me avoiding getting wrapped up in one thing or the other. If I need help focusing, then I need to work on how to help myself focus and not avoid what I'm doing because I haven't trained my mind to focus. What are some of the things we can cut out that's wasting time? That's right, Christian Key, grab the mirrors. Candy R says, yes, that was the first thing Satan wants is our mind. My prayer, renew my mind daily. That's right. Who refused to live as mice in someone else's maze? Is that a book, Dr. J? D Free B say, just had this 3-hour conversation with my good girlfriend. This is exactly what we're saying. And with me is family. Okay. So you know what it is. You got to change the nature of that, because you cannot afford to continue to pour your resource into fruitless endeavors. If you interacting with them as fruitless and they're not changing, and no matter how much you're talking, they're not listening, and you continue to put your energy and your time into these fruitless relationships and fruitless endeavors, then you're wasting your time, and you're the one that's in charge of that. That's what I should see accountability mirrors all through this chat. Lala, wait, let me get Lala's first before I grab yours. Yes, I've set a curfew for social media. Good move. Seanitra, I need you to charge us for a conversation. I need one-on-one time. I ain't charging nobody, but y'all can reach out to me and I'll talk to you. What I look like charging a sister to talk to me? I ain't nobody. You say that's the book, Don't Move My Cheese? Okay, that's the one they told me I need to read. Okay, what else can we cut? Too much online shopping when I could be investing. Okay, good. Now we on to something. Running these YouTube streets. I took a break last week because I knew I had better things to do with my time. Bingo. All right, happy to be happy. Got the mirror out. Disappointment. Okay, I think you might be further up in the video than us. That's right. Let's take a look at ourselves and see what on earth can we cut out. What can we cut out? There's a social group I was a part of that I cut out a while ago because nothing good. Every time we met up, it was somebody talking about somebody. It was negative energy. It was me looking at the clock like, how much longer am I going to be sitting here? And I said, why am I here? What am I doing? I could be doing something else. Tina say, less TV. Okay. All right, Wanda, you cut out Facebook. Okay. That's right, Miss MO1. Toxic people, they wasting your time. Cut them out. You know, when we get too fluffy, we start cutting things out of our diet. So now that we see that we're losing time, we dropping time. Like a crackhead losing weight, it's time to cut some stuff out because you're out of balance. Sandra Richardson says she gonna cut out sitting around doing nothing. That's right. Christian says she gonna stop saying what I'm gonna do and actually do it. There we go. Execute. Let's execute. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. I like that. Y'all ever notice when I tell y'all, okay, we getting ready to do X, Y, and Z, y'all look up and we doing it? Because I don't want us to procrastinate. I don't want us to have a spirit of procrastination and a spirit of delay. A spirit of delay will eat up your blessings. That's the whole point of the conversation. When you find yourself wasting time, you are encouraging and inviting a spirit of delay. Some of the things that you're trying to get done, you're trying to accomplish, even some of the things you are praying for are being held back by a spirit of delay, and you're allowing it to happen because you're agreeing with that spirit by your own behavior. You don't want a spirit of delay. If you're sitting up praying for a financial blessing, why are you working against it by inviting a spirit of delay into your life? Angie says, I'm going to stay off TikTok. There you go. Cut off folks who only come around when they got man issues, but then you can't find them when things are supposedly good in their situationship. That's right. Let's get it done. I even stopped being a part of certain social circles. There you go. You have to. You in a meeting. Okay, gotcha. Girl, I understand y'all working and we up here sneaking and talking. And you got the mirrors out. You do not want to invite a spirit of delay. Let me say it again. You do not want to invite a spirit of delay into your life for any reason. It is counterproductive and counterintuitive. You praying for a financial blessing, but you're bringing delay into your life. You bringing delay. You wasting your time. You're idle. You're procrastinating. You're wasting time with people when you're supposed to be using that time to work toward the thing that you want. This is what I want you to understand. How many of you are aware that you can't just pray and it's going to fall out the sky like the stork brought it? How many of y'all know it don't work like that? I hope ain't nobody in here crazy enough to think it works that way. Nobody thinks that, right? Everybody's aware that you got the, if faith without works is dead. We're aware of that, right? You marching in the kitchen. You so crazy. Lala, what you say? Being idle also breeds messy behaviors. Yes, when you sitting around doing nothing, causes mess simply because they bored. You got time for the devil to be picking and playing in your head. But I want y'all to understand that you can't pray for something and it's just going to fall out the sky. It's not. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Faith without works is dead. I don't care what it is you're praying for. That's nice. He heard you. He coming. But you got to do something too. You got to get up off your butt and do something. I have one lady that I know. I've been friends with her almost 30 years. No, this year I want to say we right at 30. If we ain't crossed 30, we right there. And I know for a fact the last 15, she been praying for a husband, but never leave the house. Keep saying, I'm gonna start going places. I'm gonna start being active at church. I'm gonna start, getting out of the house more. And they ain't went nowhere. And then will sit back and say, well, I wonder why I ain't got no husband. Probably because you ain't doing nothing. You're wasting your time. That would probably be why. The thing that you're asking for is not coming to you. You got to get up and do something. I'm talking to you about your time because I don't want you to invite a spirit of delay. We got too many things that we got to do. We have too many things that we want. We got too many things that we're praying for. Delay is not your friend. So we got to find a way around that. We got to change our minds and our attitudes toward time. We have to change our mind and our attitudes toward time. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's why I say, what are you doing with your time? The things that you're trying to work toward, the things that you care about, the things that you want, it's not happening because one of your resources is out of whack. It's your time. What you doing? What you say, you got to meet him halfway. You ain't even got to meet him halfway. You just got to take a step. You got to actually do something. He gonna do the rest, but you got to do something. What you say, love my dogs too. Say, that's so true and I'm so guilty. Okay. Say, we should have this talk every month. I will not waste my time telling y'all every month to get up and do something. No, because everybody in here is grown. No, D-Free-B, y'all grown. We are grown ladies. So we having a chat so we can encourage each other to be mindful of your resources. I would be a bad sister if I sat here and saw you wasting your money and throwing it down the drain and then crying about you don't have enough to pay your lights. I would be a terrible sister if I watched you do that and I didn't say anything. Or if you saw me throwing food in the trash can and then you heard me crying and hollering about my babies was hungry. You would be terrible sisters if you didn't say, sis, your baby's hungry because you keep wasting the food that you got. That's why the babies is over there with their stomach touching their backbone. It's the truth. Candy R said, I've been monitoring my time on social media. You're so right. You have to work, get things moving. Faith without works. It don't work. It doesn't work. Procrastination is delay in disguise. Light bulb on. There you go, Auntie Eva. You got it. Stop inviting delay into your home. Stop inviting delay into your house. Some of the things you're looking for, the things that you want the most, you are the one holding it back because you're not managing your time well. You're not doing what you're supposed to do with that resource. When you have it and you're not using it properly, it doesn't help you. I heard a story one time about a man. He was real poor and he would eat dog food sometime or cat food, whatever he can get his hand on. He would beg for people to bring him food. And, he didn't steal nothing. He didn't bother nobody. And he messed around and he got sick and he couldn't afford the medicine. And they say the man died in the little shack he was staying in. And while he was in the little shack and he died, they went in there to get him and they started cleaning out the place and a bunch of old filthy rags and wasn't nothing decent in there. And they was thinking, well, we probably going to have to condemn it. And they went to pulling down the wallpaper and the drywall, and he had money in the walls. He was trying to use it as insulation. Now, I know this couldn't have been no true story, but it's a story they told. And the purpose of the story was to say that he had money, but because he didn't use it properly, it didn't do him any good. I'm saying all that to say this. You have the time, but because you're using your time playing on social media, sitting up on the telephone with gossip, hanging around folks and pouring your time into them, and it's fruitless because you're spending it being idle, doing nothing. You're spending it procrastinating, saying you're going to do it tomorrow. It ain't doing you no good. You got it. It's not like, well, I just don't have time. You got it, but because you're not using it properly, it didn't help you. You'll spend your whole life, all that time, the same time everybody else had and was getting stuff done. You had the time, but because you didn't use it properly, it did you absolutely no good. That's the point I'm trying to make. Okay, what you say, Lala, before I get up out of here? Also, don't be fooled by feeling comfortable. Right. Do not be fooled by feeling comfortable. Say, I can add an additional day, additional 24 hours if I monitor my time in the right way and not procrastinate. Exactly. Exactly. That's all I'm getting at. I wanted us to have a talk about time because as much as I do and I try to multitask and get this done and get that done, I sat down and I gave myself an assessment, and on my own report card, I saw what I was losing at least minimum 30 to 45 minutes a day on nothing. And when I considered I could have been getting a whole lot more done in them 30 to 45 minutes, I was ashamed of myself. Hey, Marilyn McGowan. And I want us to assess ourselves and give ourselves a report card. Pay attention to what you're doing. Like during the course of one day, just track your time. Track your time. When you're on a job, your bosses, they may track your time and micromanage you. I want you to spend one whole day and track your time and see how much of that time is spent during work avoidance. How much of your time is spent on things that are fruitless and don't yield you anything of value. And when you find what it is, let's cut it out. Let's cut it out. If it not only that it doesn't benefit you, if it doesn't benefit you and nobody else. Now, you might spend time going to clean somebody's house to help them out. Now, that might not benefit you, but at least it benefited them. It was something that edified. It was something that brought some joy, some peace. But if you find the things you do don't benefit you and nobody else, I want you to put that in the column of time that's been wasted. And I want you to monitor yourselves for one full day just to see how much time you done threw in the trash can and you didn't do a blessed thing with. So you can get back to the drawing board and manage your time better than you've been doing. What you say, D3B, the telephone? It's the telephone. People raise plenty of hell on them telephones. Most of the hell start on the phone. He said this, she said that, they said this, they were talking about me well on the telephone. It was another telephone call. Time is wasted. And I want us to do better, be better, me included. You say it's another nugget. All right. Well, I'm glad. If it helped, y'all let me know. Hold on, Lala, what you say first? Unlike my grades for my courses in the grade of life and time management, I'm averaging a C, borderline D. Okay, that's honest. That's honest. My older sister made me do a bucket list when I was going into high school. She kept reading and then ripped up 7. She said we will try again when I was in the 10th grade. Okay. But I want you all to grade yourselves. I don't need to know. I ain't going to ask you your business. I ain't going to ask you. I'm not even going to say what grade I got. But I know for a fact that I messed off on my own. I know for a fact I messed off easily 30 to 45 minutes doing not a god doggone thing. And you know what I say, I always feel like we can be better, we can do better. And I want us to do better with our time. Very important. So listen, those of you, again, if you didn't hear us last night at midnight when we were wishing Egypt Nile a happy birthday, want to tell her happy birthday again here in the chat. Sis, we love you. We appreciate you and everything you do, keeping the chat safe and comfortable for everybody. Yes, Dana Cutler, be productive every day, every single day. Let's be productive. Y'all know I'm always telling you, be positive, be productive. Let's get things done. Because that's who we are. Let's get things done. In the meanwhile, those of you who already hit the like button, I want to say again, I thank you. If you have not hit the like button, please make it your business to try to hit it on the way out. If you're not a subscriber yet, please go ahead on and subscribe. Okay? We want you to be a part of the family. Come again and come often. And if you want to join channel membership to officially be a member of the Royal family, there is a link for membership in the description box below the video. There's also a join button, and there's also a membership tab on the main page for this channel. Okay? All right. Now, in the meanwhile, I got to hop up out of here. Y'all know I got to rip and run and run and rip. And I got to go see Thomas Slay later this evening for my nails. But I will be back in time for Bible study, and I hope y'all will too. Please don't make me come look for you because y'all know I'm just ignorant enough to do it. Okay? So we got Bible study this evening, and I will see you all there. Okay? You know, we're going to have curtain call to make sure we grab everybody. And we going in. And it'll be 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, love my dogs too. And I do have notes. So we'll make sure, just like we passed out notes last time, y'all will have notes for your Bible study this evening as well. Okay? All hearts are clear, I trust. And we will see y'all this evening. I love y'all so much. Be positive. Be productive. Stay encouraged. And most of all, remember to encourage somebody else. All right? We'll talk to y'all later. I love you. Bye now.